Good afternoon, everyone. We're back again for session 2. We are hoping to show you another of the quarterfinals. We're going to be moving some cameras around, which is exciting in the middle of the day, so please bear with us if there are any issues, and I'll hand you over to some commentary as soon as I can. Enjoy your croquet.
so clearly towards the top of her game. Maram's here does have the option of a clearance with yellow on blue, and being 5-4 down, I always like that, but she's just playing in.
Yeah, this is what I meant. Having not seen much of her play, like if she was a confident clearer and a confident hoop runner, this is quite a nice position for that style of play.
Yeah.
Just smash blue, run the hoop.
Yeah.
But
Pauline's more aggressive.
Yeah.
Of the two players. And the winner of this match plays Jamie Gummerell in the semi-final tomorrow. Jamie had a 3-game-0 win against Amani.
That's right, yeah.
A little bit of an upset. That I thought it would be very competitive. I didn't think it'd be 3-0.
Yeah, Marnie was the second seed, I think, coming into this tournament, and Jamie was 8th seed or 7th seed, I think. So Pauline snicked her own ball there on that clearance, so that was almost a disaster. It looks like she's got away with it.
Yeah, it's still, 50-50 hoop this, I think.
Okay.
It's a weak shot. We've just had quite a heavy downpour, haven't we, Will? So the lawns will have just lost a bit of pace.
It was very sudden, and it was not really forecast. The forecast is supposed to be fine, and it looks fine. But we just had a really sudden, sharp shower. I think they played through it, actually. So this looks like a hoop run.
I don't think she'll take the hoop on if yellow can run.
If yellow can run.
Yeah.
But can she see? Is she checking to see whether she can actually hit yellow?
No, I think she's open on yellow.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised to see blue take on the hoop after black clears yellow.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised to see the immediate shot here.
Okay. Oh, great shot.
Yeah. And she's got plenty of power, has Pauline.
Yeah.
Maram will just play back in between blue and the hoop, trying to block blue's hoop shot. I'm now confident blue will take the hoop on.
I think she has to. There's not really much else available. If she takes position, just gets cleared by red. I think if she's got a hoop shot, she's got to have it, and she's blocked. Do you just have yellow?
Yeah, nothing wrong with clearing yellow. But this is open, and she'll take it on. It's for a 6-4 lead. This sort of pre-shot routine tends to take a while.
Yeah, but if she's playing aggressively, the games probably won't take so long.
That's outside of the left wire. And the red will play to try and block black's shot at yellow. Don't want to be too close to yellow, offering up the double clearance. A couple of feet away from it would be a minimum, really.
So I wondered whether she might fancy the jaws there. But it looks like
that's not trying to block black at yellow. It looked like she was trying to get wired from blue, but it's neither.
Yeah. I didn't think she'd just take position. Is that?
It's a very nice red if yellow jaws is for flicking off to 11. And that's why Pauline will want to protect against that as an outcome.
It's quite scary jawsing with black there ready to jump and blue there ready to clear red.
So I think we'll see a gentle hoop stroke. Just stroke it into the jaws. If it goes through, okay.
Yeah.
But if it gets in the jaws, then blue is forced to clear either yellow or red.
So you would be aiming for the jaws here, not the hoop run itself?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think I would be a bit too nervous about jawsing here.
That was a full out go at the hoop.
Yeah.
Into the right hand wire.
I don't know if she's gotten lucky with where yellow's ended up. It could be blocking red.
Yeah, looks like just playing in from Pauline here, so you may well be right about that.
Yeah.
And red's got an easy stun shot away on black. And
so red's just not in position.
yeah, I don't think it's ever in position. But I don't like where blue's gone, because we expect red to maintain good hoop running position here, and then Pauline's just offered the blue up to the yellow. Why not play halfway to the east boundary?
Yeah, 2 stun shots here, and Maram's got a very strong position.
I thought that was a sort of very nothing blue. Doesn't achieve anything there really.
I mean, the only way you can justify blue being there is if Pauline turns around and clears now, but she's just taking position. So yeah, I don't quite get that. And actually, black's gone pretty wayward.
So just make sure you don't clear blue into red.
Yeah.
And you should have a strong position for 10. Want to stop yellow quite sharply so it's near 11. That's okay.
That looks pretty good.
I'm going to play at red and the hoop here.
Yeah, I don't think you can take position here. I think red just runs if you take position.
Very happy to have some sort of target. So all the way from the south boundary. Blue shooting at red, maybe with the hoop in the background. Looking at it, no, missed on the left by a little way actually. So it's not a straightforward hoop, it's probably 2 yards and 10 degrees, 5 degrees, but
it's not a great deal of pressure on it either.
I think the one thing we perhaps ought to mention is that there is a danger of, if red runs this off the boundary, black takes position and yellow has to clear because blue might get a snuggle.
That's true. And actually if red runs by say 3 or 4 yards, blue's got to smash up the lawn as well.
Yeah, so interesting as to the pace she's going to take this on at.
Yeah. I'm always intrigued to see whether people take that smash back up the lawn.
That's a good distance.
Yeah.
So 5 all, game of 4. Pauline 2-1 up. Rain's now gone.
Although the wind, it is a bit windy. It's not so bad, but it's a bit windy. So do you reckon Pauline's planning to do the smash here on red? Do you think that's her plan A, or?
No, I don't.
I don't either. Well, I wouldn't fancy it, but I don't know if Pauline's fancying it.
So interestingly there, she made a choice which side of hoop 10 to play, and she's gone on the deep side. She could have squeezed by the left hand side and gone for a really tight position, but she wanted to say no, I want some sort of hoop attempt and I'm going to play a little bit deeper to guarantee that. And yellow, because of the deepness of black, won't take it out. It will play inside it.
Yeah.
And again, once again, because black isn't particularly good, blue won't take any smash on red on, and it'll play fairly close to yellow, I would have thought.
So would you be considering clearing yellow here?
No.
No, so why not?
Black's not good enough.
Right.
And I want to put blue in a better hoop running position than black, potentially also wiring red at black. So try and achieve two things in one shot. And it's a little bit straighter that than black's hoop. Has it got the block?
And I suppose you run the risk that if you're cleared, you're going to just have a longer clearance back with black.
Yeah. Remembering, obviously, that power isn't a great strength of Maram, and she'll need to hit black in the middle to get it off the lawn.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the middle.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. So this is a situation I hate to have when I'm black, so this is why sometimes I like to do the preemptive clearance, just so that here I'm putting a ball back in rather than having a 14-yard must hit. But I agree, black's hoop shot wasn't really what I'd want to have to take on.
And you've had the opportunity of the block in the meantime.
Yeah, that's true. Like, this being cleared's not a problem if you just block. Quite gentle clearance.
That says red's in the way of the clearance to me. That was an attempted block.
Okay, yeah.
So big swing. Maram now favourite to take this game and take the match into a fifth.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really nice shot, but red blocking is quite lucky. Like, you've got no real control over where red's blocking. But if you hit centre ball, then you can't really be called lucky, I think.
That's a good shot. Just going to finish a yard past Rover, loop 12. But a nice position there, guarding the area in front of the hoop.
Pauline will struggle to get a wide position that will run the hoop.
She'll play quite deep, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's much closer than I expected. So Maram just needs to take good position, trying to make sure she doesn't block yellow at blue. A little bit short, but fairly straight.
Yeah, and she's still got access to blue with yellow.
Yeah, this will be trying to block yellow at blue, this shot.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's very good.
I think that might have got it, you know.
So are you sneaking in front of the hoop here?
Well,
or do you just clear black?
I mean, the problem with clearing black, Will, is you're rushing it up to hoop 13.
Yeah.
And you're 6-5 ahead, so you don't want to do that and then suddenly find blue turns round, runs its long hoop, and black's in front of 13.
The problem with going in front, though, is red gets cleared and black jumps, and then you're hampered.
Yeah.
So
maybe some neutral promoting black near blue.
Yeah, and just hope you get lucky with hampering blue, blocking blue. In the event, it was like a half ball clearance. Not really. I think black's got a much more difficult hoop shot now, but I think Pauline's probably in control of the hoop.
Good clearance. Got lots of distance on that red. Just outside first corner and maintain control of the blue.
I'm not loving black's hoop shot though.
This looks short to me.
I think it's okay. Oh no, it is short. So Pauline's going for the hoop.
It's getting quite cold again, isn't it, Will?
Yeah,
it really is
blustery and it's a bit wet.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's supposed to be okay, and then Monday's supposed to be a bit wet, but not really wet. Yeah, tomorrow I think there's going to be a bit of rain in the morning, and then it's from BBC at least it's going to be fine after that. But again, this wasn't really forecast, whatever this weather's called.
No.
No.
And this is a free go for yellow.
I think so.
I can't find anything particularly good to do other than try and run the hoop.
Yeah, it's a bit scary because if yellow messes up the hoop, then there's a stun clearance on red that looks very strong. But I think you just have to run the hoop here.
Good
Yeah,
shot.
good hoop, nice.
2 games all.
Wow, close.
I'm guessing those scores aren't right.
No. So this is the end of the 4th game, and we're about to start the 5th.
But what I don't know is whether they stop for lunch. So it's 1:30 local time. My guess is they haven't stopped for lunch if they got through 4 games in 4 hours.
I'm pretty sure these players would just expect to play through the match.
Yeah.
Maybe a quick 5-minute comfort break, but otherwise they'll be keeping going.
And actually, for best of 5s, having 3 best of 5s done and the 4th being in the final game, whatever happens, by 1:30 feels quite quick pace actually.
Yeah, there have been some quite one-sided matches, and Sohar and Rachel both won very comfortably.
Yeah.
And even the other match, whilst being closer, was still 3-0.
Yes. Yeah, that saves a lot of time. Is the quarters of the Worlds usually best of 5?
In the open worlds, yes. I'm trying to think back to the women's. I think going back to Melbourne, the year Alex Verge won, I do seem to remember that was best of 5.
Right.
Either that or one of the matches took about 6 or 7 hours as best of 3.
Oh, right, okay.
So I think so is the answer. And what the question is, why not? I mean, we've got all day for it. We're not playing 2 matches today.
Yeah.
When you're playing 2 matches, you just play 2 best of 3s. But one match, if you got the time, why not play best of 5?
Yeah, and you do want the semi to be a best of 5, really. So
I think the quarters as well.
Yeah.
We've seen lots of GC matches over the years, the person coming back from 2-0 down to overturn that deficit and win.
Yeah.
Or coming from 2 games to 1 behind and winning from there. and I think the best of 5 allows a player to try 2 or 3 different sets of tactics, whether they want to go inside position to start with, swap to outside, and maybe swap to mega aggressive and later in the game.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's quite different about the Worlds compared to just a normal tournament at the weekend, is that often you're playing these people for the very first time, and you might not know very much about how they play, what they like to do in a given circumstance. And often by the time you found out and you've just sort of experimented, what do they do if they've got a long hoop run, often by the time you found out you're down. And I guess a best of 5 lets you find out how to play them and then use that information later on. Whereas a single game you might lose if you just want to know how the person plays and guess wrong.
Yeah, we are wanting to try and find the best player in the world, and giving them the best opportunity to demonstrate that over a longer match play period must be the right thing to do. But yeah, if you go back and look on the past history, you'll see several instances of players coming from 2-0 down and winning in finals.
Right.
Both players just left for a short while. Wind's picking up.
In the meantime, for those at home, are there any questions you'd like to ask? Or any matches you'd like updating on? Anything about this game, croquet in general, the format of the tournament, how other players are getting on? Let us know in the YouTube live chat. We're following it.
I think we finished the plate blocks this morning, didn't we, Will? So the plate will be into the knockout phase.
Which I think is best of 3. I think there's 8 people. Is it 8 people in the knockout of the plate?
Yeah, I think 8 people playing best of 3 quarterfinals. So it's nice for those players to get back in and get some more match play. So 4 main prizes really. There's the plate, and then the bowl, and then the shield, and then the main event, where all the semi-finalists are going to get medals of one colour or another.
Yeah, so this match here is, if for nothing else, is for a bronze medal. So the winner of this match will go home with at least a bronze medal. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this very intriguing matchup against Jamie Gumbrell tomorrow. I'm guessing we'll probably be featuring the Sohar Rachel match, given the fact that we featured Jamie on the camera this morning.
It might boil down to which lawn each match is on. I think lawn 4 here will be easier to stream than lawn 5, and I don't know how the manager's assigning lawns. I think he's been doing it by lots, although I suppose Rachel's just played on lawn 4 this today, so I wonder if she won't be on lawn 4 tomorrow.
I think we'll see Rachel v Sohar on 5 and the other match on lawn 4.
Right.
And save lawn 1 for the final. And a little bit of movement of camera position should enable us to cover. I'm expecting the Sohar Rachel game. I've got that down as my final. I had it at the start of the tournament as my final, and obviously we've been denied it because they've both been in the same half of the draw. But I think the winner of that is going to go into the final as a clear favourite.
Yes, I think so too. I think the halves were decided by coin toss. Is that the coin toss to this side of the halves? Is it, or is that not right? There was a coin toss at the draw.
Yeah, so A, B, C, and D are pre-drawn into certain quarters, and then there's a coin toss to see which half E and F go in. And there's a coin toss to see which half G and H going.
Right.
But yeah, certainly with my Jenny Clark hat on, I was hoping the coin toss was going to go the opposite way and managed to get Rachel into the opposite half, but it didn't. And that's the nature of sport, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Rachel wanted the same. But Rachel's come out of that okay, as it turns out. But
well, still got to play Soha in the semi.
Yes.
It's another tough match. Remember, Debbie yesterday was a very competitive match that went to the deciding game.
Yeah. Quite dicey actually, that final game. It was 5-all in the third. That could have gone either way.
And 2-0 down in the decider as well, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So, she had to fight her way back there.
Yeah. I saw Pauline reappear, but I don't think I've seen Maram.
Does it rain?
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Chris, what's the situation? Game 2-2.
For the benefit of everybody, tournament director Tim King has just arrived,
And he's not leaving.
And he's not leaving. And so we're going to give him a little update.
Oh, wait, now
Chris
he's leaving.
Chris is going to give him a little update. So why don't you listen to the little update that Chris is going to give? Because I think everybody would like to know what's going on anyway.
So yeah, we're just 2-all in this final quarter-final between Maram and Pauline. Maram's just won game 4, and the players have just gone off for, I expect, a short break. But yeah, winner of this match due to play Jamie Gumbrell in the lower half semi-final tomorrow. And Will and myself were just looking forward to what we think is potentially sort of almost the final. We think Soha v Rachel is the stronger semi-final, and we fancy the winner of that to be the favourite going into the final. So looking forward to both those tomorrow, but in the meantime Pauline's back on the lawn, and I would think it won't be far away to the start of game 5.
Thanks, Tim.
And I suppose we should mention, I know this is a Egypt v Egypt match and they have different customs,
Yes.
but you're not allowed to practice between games.
No, but having said that, I've been watching this game a little bit, and Pauline's practicing now, and she was practicing a bit at the end of another game, but also when Pauline went off to the bathroom, Maram was playing, and neither of them seemed to mind at all.
Yeah, so if it was a different country, I think the referee would be on saying no, the rules of the tournament, the regulations are quite clear, there's no practice between games. But equally, if both players decided that's what they do,
Yes.
there's not a lot the referee can do to stop them.
Well, I think the referee can still go on, but I sometimes wonder if both players are okay with it. Should it just be let to slide? I guess the tricky thing is that in this situation, Pauline knows Maram's okay with it, but if she was playing another player who wasn't, they might be quite upset.
Yeah, so Ian Cobbold, referee of the tournament's now gone on and stopped the practice.
Or stopping.
And I think it's the right thing to do, because if you allow them to do it when the players sort of agree, then you're not respecting the regulations of the tournament. Other players might go, well, we'll start doing it, and the regulations are there for a reason. So we don't want practicing, we particularly don't want players hitting at hoops.
Yeah. I mean, running hoops hard during practice is a bit rubbish, because then when the other player comes to run that hoop in the game, they find it's all wobbly suddenly, and they have no idea why. But sometimes at the same time I wonder if somebody's taking a very long break, gone to the toilet, and you can't really police how long someone spends in the bathroom. Is it unreasonable for the other player who's waiting to have a hit? I mean, my thought would be that you allow a bit of a hit. You allow a bit of a hit between games until both players are back. Would be my preferred rule. Simply because some players will use bathroom breaks to their advantage and disappear for 10 minutes to sort of break the opponent's momentum. I mean, that's clearly not what's happening here, because Maram's got the momentum at the moment. So there's a question, is it a semi-final and final tomorrow, or is it a Monday finish?
Monday finish.
It's a Monday finish. So tomorrow is another best of 5 semi, and the final's a best of 5, and putting 2 best of 5s in one day is too ambitious. So yeah, tomorrow Sunday will be a semi-final, and that's it. And then the tournament will end on Monday.
I think the reasoning for that was it enabled the tournament to start on Monday, so that instead of losing 2 weekends for club members, they only lost 1 weekend.
Right.
Otherwise, it would have been Saturday finishing on Saturday, or Sunday finishing on Sunday, and they opted that Monday finishing on Monday was much better, as it only cost them 1 weekend.
It's interesting though, because I imagine there was quite a lot of preparation on the Sunday, the night before the tournament started. But maybe not. Maybe much of the lawn maintenance was done first thing Monday morning and on Sunday morning or something, and didn't affect club play too much. But did they have to? I mean, were they setting 11 sets of lawns hoop holes on the Sunday?
I don't know when they set them. Doesn't take that long to set a lawn with quadways. You've got the dibber to help you. I know Ben, the groundsman here, really likes that as a tool to help hoop setting. One of the things that has surprised me is that, where are we now? We're on day 6, are we, Will? And
Yes.
we're still in the original hoop holes.
Yeah.
I thought we'd have had a new set of hoop holes by now. The ground is quite soft.
I did wonder if there would be a new set for the knockout, and then maybe a new set for the semis when you're only down to 2 lawns. So I did wonder that. I suppose potentially they could make new hoop holes for the semis and the finals.
Yeah,
that would be 3 lawns.
3 lawns. It would be a good idea, I think.
Yeah. The later the tournament goes, the fewer lawns you need to reset for the main event. But at the same time, I don't think that people have been smashing out the hoops. So I wonder if they've held up better than they might during an open Worlds.
Oh, no doubt about that. Yeah, the power is much less here. But on soft ground, day 6 by the afternoon, they're not particularly firm. Some of them are getting a bit floppy.
Yeah.
And they firm up okay once you tap them down with a hammer, but they probably only last a couple more hoop attempts. And because the holes are so old now, they do need a fair bit of tapping down.
So for Atkins hoops, does hammering them in actually make them firm, or is it with the square carrots? Is there something different going on?
No, it does make them firmer. So when you get a normal hoop, it tends to get wobbly in all directions, sideways, backwards and forwards. The hole just gets bigger.
Right.
Atkins, the hole stays about the same size and the hoops just rise vertically. So they become loose because they've risen vertically. So you can almost tell when an Atkins is loose because it's further out the ground than when it started. And then when you tap it back down, it goes back nicely into those square holes and firms up reasonably well again. But they do need hitting down after each match as a sort of minimum, particularly on day 6.
Because at Nottingham, where we've got very soft soil, when people, by the end of a tournament, especially if there's hard hitters involved, you'll see hoops really quite, like their carrots will be quite a lot lower than they should be. So maybe a couple of centimetres sometimes below the ground surface, just through hitting in over and over and over again. But for an Atkins, they only need to be
just tap down
slightly.
And this sort of conical shape with 4 edges to it tends to hold up much better. When the energy gets hit, it goes into a corner, and that corner doesn't just expand like the round edge would.
Right.
And all the energy tends to come up, and the hoop moves up out of the ground over time, and therefore it just needs tapping back down again to firm itself up quite well. But yeah, if you leave them, they get floppy because they've moved up out of the ground.
Was that a design feature, or was that just almost like a happy accident? Or
I'm going to call it a design feature. So Ray came to me 12 years ago and said, I've designed a new hoop, and he showed me this very clever way of having 4 different widths due to his very clever engineering. But he'd designed it with carrots that were longer. They had 4 sides to them, so they still had the sort of square edges, but they were horizontal, or what's the right word for something that's longer than it is wide?
Oh, I guess rectangular.
So rectangular, there we go. And my view was that because it was longer on one axis, more of the pressure would be put into that corner, and the hoop would get floppy sideways.
Right.
And we tried them, and it did. You hit them hard, and all the energy got pushed sideways. And I said, well, why don't you try making the carrot square?
Yeah.
And he did, and immediately it was just much, much better.
Right.
So that is my main input into these hoops, really. Ray's done all the clever engineering stuff at the top, and I've said, hey, how about having some square carrots?
Yeah.
And they've been square ever since, and it's one of their key features.
Yeah. I remember back then there was I remember Stephen Mulliner appearing at Hurlingham with a range of new and wonderful hoops, and one of them was I think an American one, and rather than a carrot it had fins.
Yeah, 3 fins.
And it was pretty firm, but when it came time to get them out of the ground, you just couldn't get them out of the ground. I've got vivid memories of Stephen trying to get this hoop out of the ground, and I was thinking there's no way you can use that for club play. Like, you can't have, like, you'll just have people knackering their backs.
Well, I tried putting one of those in at United, in the concrete at United, when it's really firm. It took about 20 minutes with a maul to get it in, and then when we took it out again, it took a slab of earth
Yeah.
about 3 foot by 2 foot with it.
Yeah.
So we didn't use those again, fortunately just on the practice lawn. But yeah, the dibber, this metal tool that you can use to create the square hoop holes, is a big help to groundsmen and hoop setters around the country. And now Marham's back,
Yep.
and we should be close to starting the deciding game.
So Pauline is going to play the first ball, having lost the last game.
And it's a bit short.
Yeah.
It's 2 yards short. Be a tough one to jaws, but possible. The key with red here is to get past blue.
Yeah.
You don't mind leaving it a clearance to the short boundary.
Yeah, with blue not wanting to run the hoop, it's going to be looking for other options, and an easy clearance on red is just what it's wanting. But that's just great, I think.
Yeah, exactly where I want red there. And both black and yellow will try and play into better position in between red and the hoop.
Yeah. But fundamentally, blue's going to struggle to get rid of red.
Yeah. Much harder. This is too hard.
Promotion. Is that a promotion effort?
If it is, I think it's the wrong choice. You have to have black in front of the hoop at the end of that shot. Advantage Maram now, despite playing second.
So where are you putting yellow? Are you putting yellow in really nice hoop running position?
Between red and the hoop, and I'm clearing black after blue clears red.
I wonder if Pauline's trying the jaws, trying the block.
The jaws is on. This is quite tough. That's the right pace. So, and you could see it was hilling left as it finished. So has it hilled across the hoop? And I'm going to take my hoop on straight away. None of this messing around with black. Black's not in play.
I don't think red's much harder than yellow, and now black's just going to come back presumably, or clear yellow.
Clear yellow. Clear yellow.
If she clears yellow, then yellow has no hoop shot.
It's a free go at the hoop for red. It just completely turned down. Tactically really poor. I couldn't see anything positive to do with the black.
No.
It's not as if she was clearing it from a dangerous hoop running position.
No.
So Pauline's opted to play back through the hoop. Clearly it finished wide, which it didn't look like it was from our position.
But even then, I don't think yellow's hoop was so much easier than red's to justify it, because like best case of a scenario for Maram is that black's just taking position, and then you've got a foot shorter hoop run with yellow, but then black's actually in a dangerous position if you miss it, rather than a fairly harmless position where it was.
And she's lost red.
Yeah.
Red's gone to a boundary. So advantage back to black and blue, and I would normally play blue wide from yellow, the opposite side of the hoop.
The greedy play is to try to chip black through. I don't know whether she's got that. Is she going wide? Yeah, she's gone wide.
An attempt at going wide, but again it's looked like it's hilled out. I think yellow's open on that.
I suppose black's got a shot in between, might be able to finish off the wire. You risked a double clearance. I'm not sure what red does here. I think red... I'm really not sure what red does.
I'm going to play to jumping position.
Yeah, I think that's what you need.
2 foot jumping position. 3 foot if you can be comfortable at that range. And that's perfect. That's a lovely shot.
Yeah, I wonder whether black can block yellow whilst being a bit difficult to clear because of the hoop.
I'm worried about giving a double clearance by doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm more tempted to clear red if I can.
Yeah, if red's open, you should just clear red.
And now I think this is a genuine opportunity for yellow to clear black onto blue.
I don't know whether the hoop is stopping her hitting the left-hand side of the black.
No, this is fine. I expect to get that shot 8 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Very, very close. Striker's ball to object ball, very close object ball to the second ball. It's an 8 out of 10er, and I thought Pauline had the stronger position before that tactical sequence.
Yeah, as soon as Maram turned down the hoop, well, as soon as Maram failed her hoop, I think Pauline had the advantage.
And now she's going to be forced to take the hoop on because the 2 balls are so weak.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise she'll be stuck clearing for the next 5 or more shots, I'd say.
That was a go at the hoop. That's hit yellow. And all about distance now, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen Soha just run these off the boundaries, which always seems like a bit of a waste. I'm hoping Maram will get this within 7 yards of 2.
Well, it might get to the north boundary, but it's not bad, that is it? That's about 3 yards north of hoop 2. It's not a disaster.
There might be a spot on the lawn where Pauline can get a black that runs that's also wide from red, but I think it's difficult to get there and then difficult to run the hoop. So yeah, so she's hung back to get a bit of distance between red and black. I guess that allows Maram to take close to the hoop.
Yep, that's probably blocked red at black.
Yeah, I don't think she's too happy.
So blue will play inside between yellow and the hoop again, I think.
Yeah.
So preferring that right hand side.
Looks quite strong.
This is good. It's a good shot. And I'm going to clear blue here now. I'm just going to say, don't worry about black. Red clears blue.
Would you be tempted by just sticking a ball in front of the hoop?
Not particularly. I'm worried about all sorts of things, but potentially a nice stop shot of yellow away, followed by blue clearing red to a wide spot, is of worry to me.
But I'm expecting Maram to try to clear
I
blue here.
think you're going to guess wrong in that case, Will. I can't see her taking this clearance.
Taking it on or just actually hitting it?
No, I don't think she's going to take it on.
Okay.
I think she's going to play another ball back in. Now, if you were right, and there's nothing wrong with your suggestion,
Yeah.
you know, yellow at blue clearing it hard and red's slap bang in front, isn't it?
Yeah.
So nothing wrong with it. I'm probably wrong here. She is taking it. That's a much more aggressive shot than I've seen. Normally she's been playing back in and just biding her time. And now we'll see this red ball cleared to the north boundary. I'm not sure whether she can clear it to the right hand side of the hoop and get a wire. I think she'll probably take the corner 2 line again and just go for distance.
I think with where blue is, it's a bit more natural to clear it to her left and take it to corner 2. Black's a bit awkward, but that's fine.
Potentially one of the reasons Maram went for the more aggressive option was she knew she was going to get another shot.
Yeah.
You know, blue wasn't just going to run it straight away.
On the last shot, she had the luxury that all she needed was blue away, rather than she didn't have to worry about yellow hanging around. But here, if she went for the clearance there, she'd have to make sure red hangs around.
So played for a block, and I don't think black can run the hoop anymore.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good block.
So black could nudge halfway towards red, maybe a little bit to the right hand side, so that when blue clears red it's not going to get risk going into black. Or she could just take a jump on.
Yeah, I was thinking the jump. Yellow's in corner 4. I'm not convinced that's where it went off, but yeah, yellow's in corner 4. And it's a long way from... Oh, that felt brave.
So that's a very neutral shot, isn't it? And actually red and yellow are in just as good a position now as black and blue.
Yeah.
And surely that was a free jump shot.
I think if she goes for the jump and messes it up, she's down in the hoop, but not drastically.
But she's had a go at running it.
Yeah, exactly. She's had a go. Here, if she does that shot perfectly, there's scope for red to be wide and black to be a foot in front of the hoop.
That's a tough shot from there.
But there's also a lot of scope there just to rush peel that ball. I mean,
do you think she's played that shot on the basis she thinks blue might play into into black, nudging it into wide position?
Getting it into wide position is tough, I'd say.
Not a great shot from yellow. Hasn't put a lot of pressure on this. So this is the nudge. Oh, it's a lovely shot.
Yeah,
I think that's perfect.
Handy. I'm just I'm just surprised she went for such a brave shot of centre balling red when it was so close to the peel line. Yeah, I would just be worried about putting that straight through. I don't think I could bring myself to centre ball that. I think I'd make sure I cut it a bit more.
Double clearance here?
Well, if it's all that's left, then yeah. I don't like the idea of going through the back of the hoop. I see that every so often, and you just get jumped, and you've just made the whole situation worse by sticking your ball in the jaws.
Went for the double. Red's gone onside, but it's not a particularly useful place.
No.
And should be back to 1-1 soon. Reminder, this is the deciding 5th game of the match. 7-5, 7-5 Pauline, 7-4, 7-5 Maro.
Yeah.
So, good fight back.
Are you going greedy at this hoop and jawsing it?
No.
No.
Blue just probably a little bit too far away
Yeah.
for my liking to jaws that. And red's not a great ball.
No, but that's what I was thinking. I was thinking red is so not great that I might prefer that to take first approach rather than yellow.
Right, I see. Well, yellow's gone too far.
Yeah, as it turns out, yellow's not great.
Red should get in front of the hoop. The question is, does it get 2 yards
Yeah.
or 6 yards in front of the hoop?
That's true. I suppose the line it's approaching the hoop from does make it much easier just to get in front. It's gonna struggle to get a very straightforward hoop shot.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to make sure you just made sure it was north, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and probably end up something like where blue is now. In fact.
Correct. Yeah. And that, well, that's going to need looking at. Has it managed to get all the way past the non-playing side to squeeze
I think it might
into
have
running
done.
position?
I think it might have done. So from here, it looked like it stuck in the jaws for a moment and then wobbled through.
The players will obviously have decided between themselves where it is.
Yeah.
It's not much help to us, is it?
No.
We don't know. Maybe it's not through then, because I think if it were through, I think as Pauline I'd spend longer trying to desperately hope it wasn't through and trying to see a slither of red somewhere. Well, the wind's blowing this way,
Yeah.
so it's probably blowing more to where Pauline wants it, but they've made their decision. It's now been adjudicated on, and the players are just... It's difficult to commentate knowing where exactly where it is.
Because red could just be winning the suit next shot.
And if Pauline plays this on the ground, it means red isn't through.
Yeah.
If she plays it in the air, it means it is through.
Well, yeah. It probably means it's through if she plays on the ground. Sorry.
It's not through.
Sorry, not through. I'm guessing it can't be through. Yeah, I mean, if it's through, you wouldn't be looking at whether red can hit black. You'd just be pumping this up to hoop 4. Oh, this is a delicate shot.
So has she managed to move it? Clearly touched it,
Yeah.
but whether it moves is another matter.
Yeah. There's often rabbit runs in hoops, and if the ball settles in a rabbit run, you need to give it a bit extra oomph to get it out of it, because otherwise it'll just rock straight back in. I wonder if it barely moved.
So if it has moved in front, yellow will clear blue to the north boundary.
Yeah. And
If it isn't, I think yellow will try and play back in front.
yeah. I mean, I'm I'm not sure whether red's through or not, but it does look like red can clear black.
Blue going to be towing a hard clearance on red now. Doesn't want to clear black in the same shot. But Pauline has got some power.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's it's just taken yellow out of play. I thought she had the opportunity to take red out.
I think she did too.
Because red can just play a nice little stop shot on black here.
That's what I'm thinking. I think if you try to go in front of the hoop again with red, you're just going to get jumped. So you need to deal with black. And a stop shot on black looks very strong.
Mariam's just asking Pauline to mark where the black goes off, so she's trying to stun it. So black is still blocked on the hoop, and she hasn't managed to do that. Red's just escaped out to the right.
Yeah.
And
bit of pressure on this shot actually, because Mariam can turn around and clear with the yellow, and then blue will be 20 yards away.
but I honestly don't know. This looks like a hoop shot to me.
I think this is a hoop shot. But I'm not convinced it's a free hoop shot.
No, it isn't. So we've seen some nice positive choices taken by the players, combined with some surprisingly defensive options as well. It's a bit of a
It's been a bit of a mix, yeah.
That's a lovely hoop shot.
Yeah, good hoop, and actually great pace on it.
So 2-1 Pauline.
And that's a really nice position, I
It's a
think.
super length shot. You don't want to be within 2 or 3 yards of black,
No.
and it's worth risking occasionally being the wrong side of hoop 4 to give yourself that good distance away from black.
Yellow's going to be a nightmare to clear for black. It's just so close to the hoop. So much of yellow carries it into the wire.
And the time Pauline spent behind blue here indicates this is a shot. I think she's shooting at a double.
Yeah. I was just wondering, if you're going to put blue in, you need to be really careful about not blocking your own clearance as well.
Yep.
And there's a lot of lawn in where you block the clearance, and you're travelling quite a distance. You don't have that much control. There's a lot that can go wrong. But I always think when you're taking shots from 35 yards, it's desperate, or 30 yards, it's desperate times.
Not quite. And just get red down there. Put another ball in. Good length again.
Yeah. Probably could have gone for the wire on blue. I don't think she considered the wire too much on blue, given it wasn't on the lawn. Because I mean, Pauline will have a lot of work to do to get back into the soup unless she just runs it right now.
Yeah, I don't like these shots. This is nothing good is likely to happen here.
What, the clearance?
Yeah, so blue's not in front. So if
Yep.
you clear yellow, it's not as if you're clearing it for your partner ball.
No.
If you rush peel it from 2-1 up, suddenly it's 2-all and you've lost first play at 5.
But are you playing halfway here because you're worried about rush peeling?
No, I'm still clearing it.
You're still clearing it, yeah.
I just hate the shot.
Yeah, I think you have to do it. It's just horrible. It could be that there's a hoop available. If there was a hoop available, I think I'll be going for the hoop.
That's a good
really
shot.
nice shot.
Well played.
But she's still well down in this hoop.
So yellow can play wide from black, and that will force blue to clear yellow.
Yeah.
And red can still run the hoop, play wide from black, or a whole range of options.
Yeah, Mariam's in a very strong position.
So I'm going to suggest an option here. I'm going to suggest blue into black.
with the hope of giving black a clearance on
Yep.
yellow.
Just gently move it 2 yards.
Right.
Just try and get back to some level of neutrality in the hoop.
And you're expecting both blue and black to stay behind the hoop with
Yeah.
that shot.
Yeah, just a gentle nudge.
I don't think it's a shot I would choose. I sort of see. If yellow's blocking red, it's almost a shame to move yellow. So I sort of.
That might be very lucky.
It could be. And red's going to struggle to shift it if it is blocking yellow's shot.
All red's going to do is nudge closer wide from
Yeah.
black. That's all red was ever going to do. So I'm assuming yellow can clear blue to potentially a wild
I
spot.
know, that's what everyone says. It's not all hybrid.
And if it can't clear it to a wild spot, surely it can just nudge up to it so it can't run the hoop and it can't hit red.
Oh. So I think she's checking if she can run the hoop and has decided she can't. So blue's rebound there is really lucky.
That's good.
I think that was probably a clear trying to get either in the jaws or just in blocking position. She's almost certainly blocking black.
But now Pauline's got a problem in that if she doesn't hit red, red can do this clearance on black. Hopefully with a bit of lift on the red,
Yeah.
moving it over to 5.
But equally, if Pauline centres this, it's probably her hoop.
She'll have a jump shot at it.
I'd say this hoop's worked out quite well for Pauline, given how it was a couple of shots ago.
Yeah, that ball's spinning to quite a
Yeah.
handy position.
Yeah.
Not in the middle, so red will shoot at black.
Yeah.
It could cannon into yellow, moving that.
It could. I'll be 1 minute.
Lovely shot. Misses the cannon into yellow. And black can see all of yellow in terms of hitting it in the middle, but it can't hit the right hand side of it. So probably got about an 80% target. Oh, just clips the edge of it. So red and yellow clear favourites again, with first play in. Not as bad as it might look, because blue's just going to take position. Blue doesn't need to shoot anything, and the shooting ball black isn't that far away from hoop 4. So it'll be yellow into position, blue into position, red trying to block black at yellow, and then black having to see what it's left with. So that's quite a good position with yellow. Gives a nice line for red to play down to to try and get the block black at yellow. Pauline will want this to be in position. That's a lovely shot.
Good.
Very good from that distance. And if you're a clearer now, red could just clear blue.
Yeah.
But Maram's not really a clearer. And the black still open on yellow. I think blue still open on the hoop.
Yeah. Yellow looks a bit angled. I think I'd be considering the clearance on blue, even though I can't get rid of it. So if black shoots here and disappears to the south boundary, I might chicken out the hoop run. If it's as angled as I think it might be, I might chicken out. If Pauline takes position here, I would almost certainly go for the hoop, even though I don't like it too much.
Yeah, she's
But
definitely
she's shooting.
shooting.
Yeah. I can't help but think blue might be in play here on this clearance.
Nope.
No. So
And
you
I'm
running
going
or
to take
clearing?
the hoop on here if it's where I think it is. Maram's quite defensive. She may play the stun.
Yeah.
She didn't even bother lining up the hoop, so we'll never know exactly what angle it was. Now blue would normally clear red mid-pace here. Try
Yeah,
and
it's
stay.
important that blue hangs around.
That's a lovely shot. Red should play back wide from blue.
Yeah, this is a problem for Pauline. She's got two balls behind the hoop. She's stuck clearing, and Maram's really just waiting for the chance to wire.
Under hit. Has it blocked yellow?
So would you try a block here?
I think I'm just going to play a ball into position here, Will.
You wouldn't. Okay, yeah, and kind of tight, close to red.
Very
Yeah.
close to red. And this is going back to Maram's preferred style of play, of just controlled clearances, trying to win the hoop completely before taking a 3-yard hoop on. She wants a 3-foot hoop or a 2-foot hoop or a 1-foot hoop.
So if yellow was open there, I think I might have taken it. I don't like that blue's there. I think a stun here is a bit outside of stun range, but if Pauline can hit this pretty centre ball, I think blue can get a good hoop running position, and then I'll be looking to smash with black on yellow. But she's lost the blue.
I think she'll be not unhappy with that. She'll regard that blue as a potential runner,
Yeah.
and I don't think she's going to feel worried about yellow smashing it away.
No, that's true. She doesn't actually have to do the clearance now, with blue's gone so far. Black can either play in or maybe get rid of red if she's worried about it.
I think she'll be trying to play black in the sort of past red, so yellow can't clear it.
Yeah, the worry I have with doing that, it's very strong, but the worry I have with that is that then yellow has to do something, and it might block blue's clearance on red.
Yeah, that is an obvious play. And I think
or
if it
blue's
does that,
hoop.
blue will take the hoop on.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose actually, given how this hoop's been going for Pauline, Blue's hoop shot's not that bad an outcome. If that's, yeah, I think Pauline taking this hoop run is a good shout.
She tried a mid-pace clearance or even a gentle clearance on the red there. Didn't feel it was particularly necessary. I'm
not sure how much it would have actually moved red if she'd centered it even.
Yeah.
I think red would have still have had a pretty viable hoop shot.
And this looks like the hoop to me.
I think it has to be.
And black's probably offside as well.
I think so. I think it's probably offside, but
it's almost careless how hard she hit that black. I can understand trying to move red a bit, but I can't. I don't like black finishing offside.
The thing is, she had to hit it with some pace, because otherwise, when she hit red, it wouldn't go anywhere. I mean, for me, it was a bit of a non-shot. Even if she centres it, I really don't know how much good it does at that pace. And yellow clears black if it's centred. I think I would have preferred to see just black in position.
As would I. Well, blue's onside. I suppose that's a positive, and yellow's further away from 5. But otherwise, it should be a fairly straightforward hoop to equalise for Maram. We think black's offside, but we're not sure. So 2-all in both games and hoops.
And Pauline's playing black. From here it looks offside. But
so fair enough, she's actually hit it at the optimal pace. It looked as if it had gone a bit too far from where we were. And this is going to be yellow going quite tight into black. And then probably blue trying to block red because it's on a really good line.
I was thinking blue looks like it's not that far off the block line.
Good yellow.
Yeah, that's handy.
So yeah, I don't think she's got to move this more than a couple of feet to find the block. And normally you wouldn't play it on the shortest blocking line because that's at 90 degrees. You'd play it more at an angle going down the blocking line. Maybe move it a few feet, but give yourself a bigger margin of error.
Yeah.
That's the plan. What's Maram got?
With that?
It's definitely partially blocked. Nice to see the players just working between themselves, trusting each other, and
yeah. So for those at home, Maram just brought the ball on a little bit. It's always a bit tricky when you're shooting at half ball because if you bring it in slightly offline, then suddenly you've got a bigger target than you did, or a smaller target than you did. Over my shoulder, I've just seen Jenny, and I think I think she might be replacing me soon, but I'm not sure it's just now. In the meantime, Maram shot and it looks like she thought she'd hit it. But she just missed. And Pauline's got a fairly straightforward hoop 5. And expecting to run this. most of the way up to 6. That's got a bit too much legs on it, I'd say.
Yeah, it's not dreadful. It's only 4 yards past 6. It's still going to be within power takeout range. Maram gone over immediately to look at the wild spot, to the east of the hoop.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with where the blacks ended up, is that because it's kind of straight behind the hoop, not completely straight, but somewhat straight, there's a lot of lawn where yellow can get wide and still have a hoop shot. They're going to check. I've not got the best seat to say, but I don't think that's wide. But Pauline's taking a close look, so the hoop's presumably in play.
I still think she'll just play between yellow and the hoop here with blue.
But you might, with that shot, you might risk removing your clearance altogether.
You might do, yeah. It's just not a guaranteed hoop for yellow. I think she'll want a ball in there.
But you wouldn't hang back or hang to the left of yellow to try to preserve black's clearance?
No, I'm trying to block yellow on the hoop.
Right.
And she's gone with it pace, and it might run. It's super, there we go. Nothing wrong with that as a choice of shot.
So you think that was a gentle hoop shot?
I think she was happy to go a couple of feet past. She ideally finishing a couple of feet short in the blocking range.
Right.
So she's given herself 4 foot area and she's got a result. And nothing wrong in that. She won't be able to hit yellow anymore. That's certainly. If yellow was partially wide before, now it's completely. But, you know, yellow jumping blue's a tough shot.
And of course, red's offside, but I didn't see any discussion there around do you want red moving or not?
No. So surely she can't see this now, having looked so closely before. Blue must be blocking an extra 1/8 of it.
It looks like she's shooting.
Well, I'm playing this so I can't possibly hit blue.
Yeah, hitting blue's a disaster here. Well, I mean, I've not seen Maram's jumps, but Pauline presumably expects Maram to make that jump most of the time. Or she's...
No, not in a million years. Oh, she hit most of that. This will be... I was going to say it's a give up time, but actually blue might not be... Blue might not be sufficiently in the jaws, and yellow might be able to hit the right hand side of it and keep it out.
Yeah, the angle from where it is. It's a decent clearing angle if blue's not fully in the jaws. It's a bit scary because obviously the rush peel's on, but from that angle, I think there's a lot of blue that takes it away from the hoop. And actually at 3-2 down, about to be 4-2 down, Maram doesn't have so much luxury in that she can't really afford to resign loads of hoops. But this doesn't look like a shot. No.
I think she's taking it out. Oh no, that was an attempt to flick it.
Right.
No, maybe not. The flick of the fingers indicates she's overhit it, I think.
Yeah.
And therefore it was just playing onside.
I'm trying to think of her other takeout shots, and they've been... I think they've been a different technique.
Yeah, I think the flick of the fingers is I've got the distance wrong.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was trying to flick it so that if she missed it, she stayed onside. That's the other alternative, but 4-2 down now, and with a bad yellow.
Red looks decent though. I think blue's going to have to deal with that.
Yeah, black playing in between red and the hoop now. It's a tough shot, slightly uphill I think. She's made sure she reaches. Super shot.
Oh wow, that's brilliant.
And lots of people here focus too much on trying to block blue at red. Make sure yellow's in front of the hoop. If blue hits red, at least red can hit black again with yellow in front.
Yeah,
it's a good shot.
It's a good shot. That's a good shot.
Definitely runnable from there.
I suppose with black being quite tight to the hoop, if Pauline catches the right hand side of red, it might chip it over towards the wide area. But I'm pretty sure she'll be I don't think she'll be going half ball at this. Or yeah, I don't think she'll be trying to cut this to wide position. She might be aiming slightly to the right.
Pauline throughout this match, I know it's 2-all and it's fairly level, but she's just looked to have more game. There's the power element there. There's longer hoops. I know Maram's got a lovely stop shot controlled clearance, but overall Pauline seems to have more shots and more options available to her.
Yeah, I think that's right. I was mentioning to someone yesterday about shots in the armoury, just like the capability to play hard or the capability to do jump shots. You know, normally it's doing the basics well that get you through games, but I guess approaching the quarters and the semis, you have to be able to do a bit of everything really, because if your opponent realises you're not good at range, you're going to be playing from range a lot. They're just going to be forcing you to play shots that you don't like. And I think Pauline's got a clear strength over Maram in terms of being able to hit and clear further.
And Maram, remember, is the higher seeded player. Maram's number 3, Pauline's number 6 seed in the tournament. And what Maram's been doing there is some sort of mallet grip improvement stroke repair. So she was putting some sort of I don't know whether it was a material or sanding on the shaft, but she was definitely moving something on the shaft to give herself a better grip, and she's flicked the black, and this is now where Pauline, I think, may consider taking the hoop on.
Yeah, it's tempting, isn't it?
Otherwise the neutral shot is just clear yellow.
5-2 in the final game is tempting.
She's taking yellow.
If she can stay on the running side of the hoop, I like it. If black disappears to the non-running side of the hoop and yellow can get a wire on it, I think she might kick herself.
Well, that's a bit of neither will, isn't it?
Yeah.
But black will definitely be able to clear yellow if yellow takes hoop position.
Not
it
sure
won't be
where
able to clear it very far.
Exactly. I'm not sure who I'd rather be here. I think I'd probably prefer to be Maram, simply because I'm the first person with the ball in front of the hoop. But red will need to take good position.
Yeah, top quality game, you want to be red and yellow here. In an average quality game, I think you want to be black and blue.
Yeah. Although blue's not great.
No.
I think Pauline's plan here revolved around sticking blue in front and then weathering the return clearance. But I'm not sure blue needs to be cleared. That's actually a really nice position from where she was.
I'm going to say I thought it should be close to the hoop. I know she's got taken position from a long way away, but given the fact that, well, perhaps the theory is blue isn't in running position, in which case having a deep ball is fine.
Yeah.
The danger is obviously it's gone to a position where black's a little bit in its way.
Well, black did bumble into red there, which I hadn't really foreseen. So Pauline's playing towards the hoop, but Maram didn't seem to consider the clearance much there. So perhaps she'd made up her mind that she was happy to let blue have a hack at this, or she needed to be jumping position.
If yellow's going to clear blue, red has to be much better than that. Red has to have played into tighter.
Yeah.
She was never taking the clearance on because of where red went. Now, can Pauline nudge into the far wire and nestle into the jaws?
But do you think that's what she's trying to do, or do you think she's just trying to run?
No. That's lovely.
That's lovely jaws.
That's the shot.
But easy clearance on black, and then it's
a free shot north at yellow.
Yep.
I don't think yellow's got an easy jump, and I think blue's sufficiently away from the target that you can just shoot at yellow. Equally, I'm not sure there's a lot wrong with just taking position, but black hitting yellow is winning, isn't it?
Black hitting yellow's winning. I'd say the angle at which Pauline's coming from, I'd be a bit worried if I missed on the left with any power that I might interfere with blue, given that blue only needs to move an inch to change yellow's shot from a jump to a in off or something. I'd be a bit wary. Looks like she's clearing though.
Even missing yellow on the right and hitting red is a decent second prize.
Yeah. Forces yellow's hand to do something a bit more final, like run the hoop.
Blue.
Oh, that's heading towards blue.
Oh, lucky.
And I'm convinced if you look at a shot and be like, I must not hit blue, the one thing you can guarantee will happen is hitting blue. So
it's a jump or a clear.
Looks like she's hampered.
But she wouldn't be hampered if she was jumping, would she?
No, exactly. But so she's trying to play it along the ground.
Yeah. Neutrality again. It does put a lot of pressure on Pauline's shot at red, this, because yellow's gone down 5 yards in front of 8.
Yeah.
So if this misses, Moran will be all out for the hoop.
Yeah.
And I don't think, whereas normally Pauline would play in here and allow the tough hoop, I think this time you have to try and mid-pace red. You can't afford to let it have that shot with yellow down at 8. She's gone gently. That's an attempted block. I think it's wrong. 4-2 up. I don't want red to have this shot with yellow down.
Exactly. Yellow is terrific if the hoop ends here and now, but if it doesn't end, then yellow's just out of position. So yeah, I don't think I would have liked red to have that shot. I think just nudging it, even a yard, is fine.
Have you just seen the position she's moved her wrist to? I can't do that. I can't get my wrist into those 3 different positions. It's remarkable flexibility. Anyway, big shot this in the match.
Jaws could be okay. It won't be what she's going for.
It'll be disappointing to Jaws.
But then
red can rush black behind. Oh, lovely.
Great hoop.
What a good shot.
So she's got 2 balls in front of 8.
It's even better than yellow.
That's terrific.
So every chance now to run hoop 8 in a few strokes turn and equalise. In fact, Pauline's already gone to a shooting.
Yeah.
Black's going hard here. Hoop
So-
and red in play.
Yeah. I don't think clearing yellow achieves much.
This
So
is
that's a
a
gentle
firm
shot.
dribble. So finish level with the hoop.
So at that range, I would worry about Hill taking it. If I was going for the hoop and playing it dead weight, I would just worry that I play a good shot and it hills off.
Yeah.
I,
I'm in two minds as to promote red there. Because I'm going to
Yeah.
have to survive. Unless blue misses here and red hits black to wide position,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to survive some more shots. And simply rushing red in front of the hoop and running it after blue misses was a faster way of getting to 4 all.
yeah, basically swaps the position of the two balls around, right? It gives
Yeah.
your next shot as a short shot rather than a long shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the rush actually.
Again, just a modicum of pace.
I'm really surprised not to just these both to be hit like
That
straight
is
into the hoop.
Fabulous shot.
I mean that's really good.
Absolutely brilliant. Even if red clears black to wired, yellow's going to have to jump.
Yes, and actually, blue's almost. It's very unlikely that black's going to be hidden behind blue because the hoop's already in play. So if blue's blocking yellow, then the hoop's already blocking it. So blue's like pinpoint accurate there.
So that's quite good,
That's a nice shot.
because whilst black can hit the middle of yellow, if it misses on the right, it's going to clear blue.
Yeah,
So that's got to be in the mind of black,
yeah.
and therefore it might aim for less of yellow to start with. The other option is black plays wide from red and says, have you jump shot yellow? I don't like
I
it.
don't like it. I don't like it at all. Now, does that actually help if you hit?
I don't think she's trying to hit. I think she's trying to get behind yellow to
Right.
hamper the shot.
Yeah, because they're
And-
bumbling into yellow. You risk just.
Nudging it wide open.
Yeah, exactly. It might be a bit angled, but at least it's along the ground.
And you've got to be a really bad jumper not to take this on.
I think even if you are a bad jumper, there's nothing else. If you're wide, you just got to do it anyway.
Or as I said to JP Mobley, it's a cardigan. It's a really bad jumper.
I think I might be missing something. Oh, okay, yeah, I just got it. Yeah, okay, very good. For some reason my mind jumped to Lord Cardigan, and I thought it was like a, I don't know, some. Never mind.
She's not happy with the jump, is she?
No,
I think she is going to play it, but she doesn't want to.
yeah. I'm surprised actually, because this looks like like it should be a fairly routine jump.
But red is wired from black, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's not good.
For me, that just makes my mind up even more.
Yes, you want to jump this every time. Here we go.
Yeah. Because what you don't want here is to be doing a jump when you don't like it, thinking, I wish maybe I should be clearing, maybe I should be taking position. Like, if it's just you have to jump.
Yeah, good shot.
Good hoop.
Little hop, and I was going to say, was it going to just run a couple of balls further and leave red a rush?
Yeah.
But we're back to
4.
4 all, 2 games all, and that approach to 9 one of the key shots. It's not bad, is it?
Yeah,
Gone
it's
maybe
alright.
2-3 balls too far. It's
Bit
okay.
angled, but it's okay.
Quite uphill this approach, quite slow.
I'd say hoop 8 was quite a lot closer than I thought it would be, given Maram's starting position. Maram's starting position is about all you can hope for if you just ran hoop 7. And Pauline made it actually quite competitive.
That's a good shot. Blue is all over red and black has just gone dead in front of 9.
Yeah.
This may force Maram to shoot.
Blue?
Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Maram captures the right hand side of blue, it could be that black prevents a return clearance.
Absolutely. Definitely in play, isn't it?
Yeah. And we've got quite a good line to tell you whether it is.
Nope.
No.
So again, two options. You can hit this on the right hand side, so red goes to corner 1 and blue goes up the lawn. But I don't think we'll see that. I'll see a stop shot clearance, keep control of blue near the hoop, get red off the west boundary.
Yeah.
I would have always gone to try and find the hoop 5 wire.
Yeah. I think I would probably try to send it as up lawn as I could without losing blue. Or even, depending on how I'm feeling, I might even go max distance and lose blue to corner 1. The only problem with losing a ball to corner 1 is there's a lot of furniture and distance between you and hoop 10 afterwards.
Looking
Watching
at it.
it.
Got
Yeah,
it.
nice
Shot.
shot.
Well, turning into a cracker, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
4 all, fifth game, sorry.
This game. It's somewhat neutralised the hoop.
I like playing tight here,
Yep.
2 foot back.
Yeah. Maram's going to be stuck doing clearances a little bit. She'll be looking for an in to this hoop, and hiding behind black's a good in. But by going tight, you just limit how much lawn is behind it. Although yellow's got quite a good line there for
Really
getting
good line.
blocked.
Should get blocked, wants to play in about 9 inches short of the black.
That looks pretty handy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
a bit
I don't know
further
how angled
away.
It is.
So it's runnable,
handy. That's brilliant.
and Pauline will be trying to play the block between red and black.
Yep. So the Egyptian custom is to, you may have noticed Maram brought the ball in now. The Egyptian custom is to bring the ball in before it's critical.
Very sensible.
I think it's sensible too. It's in a sense it relies on the opponent saying to Pauline what they intend to do, and I don't like the idea that you can ask your opponent what they intend to do, but here it's pretty obvious, and Maram can change her mind, I suppose.
But red's going to be in the same place, irrespective of what she does.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is going to be the big power clearance.
Yeah.
We don't see it very often from Maram, but this is going to be the play. She went for one on corner 2 earlier and
That's
missed.
right. Yeah.
She's just hit a long cross lawn shot. Is that going to give her the confidence to hit this black and clear it a mile away?
Oh, no.
Very twisty on the forward swing, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was actually quite a decisive moment, I'd say. There's a difference between missing and hitting black to corner. There's essentially 5-4 with first approach to 10. So I think Pauline's got a decisive advantage now. Especially if she capitalises and sends this close to 10.
Good length.
Yeah, good hoop.
Got a little bit too much wire, but the length is fabulous.
I think she'll be happy with that, to be honest. Naturally, the hoop was priority 1, although she would have been really upset if she didn't get the hoop. But she can clear anything that Maran puts in front of 10.
Has blue caused difficulty for black clearing yellow? Or has it simply potentially stymied yellow getting to the hoop? In which case black might be able to have a go for the jaws.
It's hard to tell here, isn't it, whether it's north or east of yellow.
If blue's sort of stymieing yellow, black can just take out red now.
Yes.
It looks as if Pauline is going to clear yellow, and she's just looking at the angle so she doesn't follow through and flick blue out of hoop running position.
I think that it's very likely that yellow climbs with blue if she just centres it.
And if you're worried about the angle, you can play it with a bit of stun.
Right.
And try and widen the angle. So make sure that black ball is skidding by the time it gets to yellow. It'll just come out slightly wider, and she's done well.
So that affects where black goes having hit yellow.
Yeah. It'll just move a few degrees wider an angle if you can get it skidding and get that stop effect.
So she's cleared Maran to the boundary. It's a nice shot, but it's not so far from blue that I'd say Pauline is favourite for the hoop. I'd say, Maran's missed a number of 7-yarders. If she hits this, she's...
What I'm saying is, when I'm 5-4 down, this is the position I play for. I play for a ball bang in front of the hoop and a 7 or 8 yard clearance, which if I hit, I'm going to finish 5 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards away from penult, hoop 11.
It seems like quite a natural shot here. It seems like after yellow hits blue, it's going to naturally pull towards the centre of the lawn. If she catches it on her right hand side, it might go in front of 11. No.
Nope.
So missed on her right, so maybe she was going for the right hand side.
And again, an interesting decision. You can stop the red ball away,
but she's immediately checking the hoop.
I want to take the hoop on. You take red out, you can't... I don't think it's easy to stop in position.
No.
And red and yellow will just come back again.
Yes.
So take the hoop on straight away. Get your 6-4 lead and go, well, at least my worst case scenario should be I'm playing first to 13.
Yeah. 6-4 is a monstrous advantage. And I think this chance for 6-4 is too good to pass up. And yeah, you're right. Like clearing red, just sort of, I don't know how much of an advantage you have. It's just sort of neutral. Yeah, I think blue taking the hoop's the right choice here. No, good effort it seemed, but even so, I think that was the right decision.
Yep, definitely.
And even if blue sticks in the jaws and red jumps, black's still got first approach, so it's not a disaster.
Yep.
Blue might be hampered getting over to 11. I'm just wondering whether the the backswing is going to limit. Sorry, the hoop is going to limit the backswing and make blue go deeper than she normally would like.
I think it'll be able to get 6 foot position, even if it can't get 3.
Right.
And I want to run this off the lawn. I don't want to grovel through and leave blue on top of it.
Yeah.
Potentially allowing blue a block should black get good position. So red all the way off the lawn. Hit it hard. Yeah, very
nice.
good. 5 all, game 5.
It's more Canada, but yeah, but it's America's.
You want a good positional shot here.
Yeah, you need it. It's strange. Pauline's playing in first, so on paper she must have the advantage, but at the same time, this hoop seems to swing so often just because red's clearance has just got so much space to clear into.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, black is nice.
Not just in front, but that is no double target for red.
Yep. And yellow's got to come into a position and avoid blocking red's hoop shot or takeout, so it's going to have to hang back a little bit deeper than black.
I think it's got to play left of black, hasn't
Yeah.
it? Whereas normally I'd be wanting to play as tight as I can here.
Yeah.
I think I have to go left of black here. And that's where she's gone. Guaranteed it's in front. And played a good shot.
That's really good.
Good shot.
Really good.
If blue's open on this, do you take it out, Will? Blue on yellow?
I take it out. I think we discussed in a previous game whether to take this out, and I take this out. Just because, to me, this is a 7-yard takeout.
Yeah.
And next shot, red will be shooting at black. And if red misses black, then blue being in position doesn't change 11 very much.
Yeah.
And if red hits black, I could have a 14-yard clearance. So for me, it's sort of trading a 7-yard clearance now for a 14-yard clearance later. So
exactly. This is the right shot to play. You play it full power, get rid of yellow.
yeah. The only downside I've come across clearing now is that Maram might feel she has to smash black away next shot. But if blue clears and is out of position, she might go for a more gentle centre ball clearance and hang around.
Well,
That's the only downside I've come across from clearing first. But Pauline's missed, and it's not great, but it's not necessarily the end of the world.
the main downside of clearing first is if you compare it to taking position, when red shoots at black, if it flicks it and moves it 2 or 3 yards, you actually want a ball in position.
Yeah.
That's the downside. So it's how often are they just going to flick it and move it a few yards, giving you an easy clearance. Obviously, if they hit it in the middle or 3/4 ball, you want to have taken your 7-yarder.
Yeah, exactly. Just a number of times I've regretted not taking that 7-yarder. I've regretted not taking it more often than I've regretted taking it.
Yeah. Against anyone with power, you should take it.
Yeah.
So 5 all, deciding game, red at black, hoop 11.
And this is a different technique.
No, this is moving red into the lawn, I think, to gain a bit of extra space to stand, I would assume.
I'm surprised it has to be precise because it's
wide open.
I don't think it's a
So
double.
that was, it was something different just happened there. No. So a little bit easier than the hoop 10 Pauline failed.
I would say quite a bit easier. I thought hoop 10 from here looked tricky. This looks kind of straightforward.
Good shot. I always fancy that ball spinning around the peg and having 12. That's a nice way to win a match. 6-5 to Pauline.
And she thumped it off. Well, she didn't thump it off the boundary, but she hit it quite firmly. It went off the boundary.
Yeah, she made sure of it.
I think she can be forgiven for saying, I just want 6-5. And if it goes 6-all, I'm fine with that.
So yellow wants to take wide position from black. Blue and red both off the west boundary. This is moving. That's level with the hoop. That is not good. But having said that, it is a very threatening ball. So blue playing anywhere north of that can end up cleared away after red takes position.
Yeah, exactly. Maram's got to think about more than just hoop 12 now, doesn't she? She needs to think, how do I get some sort of equalisation at 12? That's right, at 13.
That's gone wired. That's the defensive ball to the eastern side. No chance of yellow clearing that, getting up to 13. Trying for wide position. So yellow can't hit it, but very neutral.
Yeah, just giving time for other balls to come in.
Red will play to good position.
And I'm thinking it should play slightly to the west of 12, so on the side that yellow is, and then maybe yellow's job is to block blue's clearance.
I think yellow can clear blue.
Oh right. Okay.
I think they're both a bit south of the hoop, but red has gone
too far.
3 or 4 balls too far. That's a bit short.
That is extremely angled, but maybe draws a ball black.
I'm going to stun the black away.
Yeah, I think so.
Trying to squeeze the yellow a bit further north.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I don't think I'd want to stop dead on black, because I
Not
wouldn't want to go that far.
Not that far.
I think I'd probably want to go that sort of direction, but go only a metre or two, just to get some distance between blue and yellow and prevent a stun on yellow by blue. But yellow's gone too far.
There's a neutral blue being played in here. Won't go anywhere near the hoop really.
So for me, the dream shot is stunning red and stopping dead.
If you're confident of that, you play it.
Yeah,
I think you can move. You can move blue 2 or 3 inches here, and just leave it.
Yeah, that's the easier shot and guaranteed to just be fine. I don't know what red does really at that point. Probably slide in front and then, or maybe even just tap.
Stays wide, I think.
Yeah.
Both balls have come back again. You play it well. It's a good shot to play. That has given her control of the hoop.
Wide from yellow as well by the peg, I think.
Wide from blue, the other side of the hoop is playable. And she's taking position. Interesting. I'm surprised that was felt to be strong enough, because if black can just take position here, blue can just clear red a long way away.
Yep.
So I thought might play red the far side of the hoop, trying to get the wire again. It's a good shot.
It's a nice shot. So are you thinking to clear black now?
I'm clearing black.
Yeah. It's a bit annoying because after you clear black, it's got to go somewhere, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it career into red or the hoop.
She is open on blue, is she? Will you've got a better line. The peg's a bit in play, is it?
I think she can hit the extreme edge of blue, but she certainly can't catch much of the middle.
Oh, right. So she's not taking that on, is she? No. Okay, so I think yellow at black firmly.
But this looks like a position shot, which is interesting. I sort of get it.
That's trying to get the block, I think. So it's not a positional shot, and this is very weak now for red and yellow.
I think yellow had to have a position. I think yellow had to have a position shot there. Sorry, as in like have a hoop shot at the end of that shot. But I think I prefer the clearance.
Throughout the game, we've seen Pauline more likely to take clearance strokes and hoop strokes and be more positive. And I think black needed to be got rid of them.
Yeah, I'd say that block was very difficult positional shot, and there's been a string at this hoop of some not great positional shots. So I don't think I would have chosen to have to put a ball on a blade of grass to stay in the game. My shot. Oh, that's not much.
It's not good enough. As you said, you wanted yellow to make sure it had a hoop shot.
Yeah, I was thinking either clear or just stick yellow a foot or so behind black. Just have a nice easy hoop shot and say I'm going to hit the 14-yarder you're about to give me. If you give me 14.
I think you look at the play in this game and you say, if one of these players plays, let's say, Rachel in the final, Rachel's going to win, isn't she? Sorry, shouldn't have asked you that. That's too.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Oh dear.
From what I've seen, I'd say Pauline's been quite strong. Pauline has, at this hoop, for instance, has played quite tactically. The hoops at even though it's a fairly level game score-wise, the hoops at Maram's one have been a bit more prolonged and protracted.
I don't understand this line of play. So, about 3 minutes ago, Pauline took a 4.5-yarder stun clearance, and now she's turned down a 2-yard stun clearance.
That's right, and I'm not really sure what black can do there. It's just going to be cleared. Yeah, I think that was a natural stun, and to be honest, if you're feeling confident, you might even be able to catch a little bit of the right hand side and chip it in front.
No, just hit it in the middle, keep control. Yeah. Just what yellow's done there. Yeah. Yellow now controls the hoop. Black should have been the one controlling the hoop. The 4.5-yarder was a questionable one because it was a really tough shot. But the 2-yarder was black and white to me. I'm taking that out every time.
Yeah.
So good positional shot.
For me, that's Pauline saying she's going to clear yellow with black. But equally, she could put black in position and then do the return and clearance of blue after Maram clears.
Yeah, and now she'll take position.
Yeah.
Trying to get between yellow and blue. So it's got hoop position, and it might have got the block.
Might have just got it.
This looks very, very close to me. And we've already seen Maram doesn't like jumping.
No, and jump clearances are horrible. To get any real power onto the target ball, having jumped over another ball is very tricky. I think this is at least half blocked. Maram took a moment to double check what she could and couldn't hit.
Double clearance.
Well done.
There we go.
Well done. And actually, yellow's held brilliant position as well. Does red need dealing with? I don't think it.
Yellow needs dealing with.
Yeah.
Yellow is too close to the blocking line, black on yellow.
Yeah.
So yellow needs to be dealt with blue straight away.
Yeah. And I think red's hoop shot is not good enough to worry about too much.
No. Red really only has to move inches to get this wire, this block on yellow from black. So blue at yellow is compulsory. Nope.
Oh dear. So yeah, expecting to see just a block now.
Yeah, probably moving it about 2 feet, making sure the peg isn't in the way of getting to 13. Giving red a nice line to 13, blocking black at yellow. Don't want to go too close to yellow because of the double clearance.
Well, she's not even gone for the block.
That's just forcing a whole load of shots. So that's saying, okay, even if black hits yellow, blue's got to hit red. My argument is that there is a chance here to hit yellow at the right angle and going off.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to give that option.
Or to hit yellow on the left hand side as Pauline looks at it, and to bumble into red and either clear it or just take away its hoop shot.
Yeah, don't think you can hit yellow and go into red. So I think she's done okay from there. But I'm just going to have a hard go at yellow.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
And I'm probably going to aim at the right hand side of it. The in-off is in play.
Not so hard, and it's through the middle.
Where's it finishing? Just
It's
about
okay.
Okay. Red needs to run, doesn't it? Because blue's offside.
Yellow's to run.
Sorry, yellow needs to run because blue's offside.
Yeah, I would say Pauline's not that set up for 13. If yellow declines a hoop run, blue gets better position. If red declines a hoop run, black gets better position. I don't really know what Maram gets out of it unless she's wanting to set up a promotion to 13, but I just don't see that happening.
No, they won't be doing that, no.
I think just run this.
Run the hoop, make sure you get through by at least 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah.
And if you get through by 5 or 6, it's okay.
It's okay.
5 or 6 yards, it's okay.
Yeah, nice shot.
Handy, getting lots of wire.
Yeah. I thought she was going to end up on the boundary when I saw the backswing, but yeah, plenty of wire, but not so much that she can't get up to 13.
So 2 games all, 6 hoops all. This is for a place in the semi-final against Jamie Gumbrell from Australia.
Yeah, it's pretty huge pressure actually, because in a sense this is a fairly straightforward shot. It's just there's so much riding on it that it's very easy to mess it up.
Don't be short.
Yeah. And do you think you should play 13 differently from 3?
Oh, absolutely. Hoop 3, you're trying to run down to hoop 4.
Yep.
Hoop 13, you're just trying to get through it somehow, anyhow.
Yeah. And that looks short.
Yep.
Looks ankled.
Not even sure it's that good.
No.
You can't be short going to 13.
So are you sending red off the boundary here?
No.
Or almost off the boundary?
No, I'm trying to send it into 3.5 yard straight position. Let blue clear me. That's all good.
Right.
And I don't want blue to nudge a foot in front of the hoop with me on the boundary.
That's a danger, isn't it?
So I want to actually force blue to clear me. And obviously there is a risk you fall short, but you should be able to get 3.5 yard straight position. And she's done pretty well there, I think. That's good.
Yep, that's nice. Because there is a school of thought that's I just want a shot at 13 and then I'm happy.
And when you're playing on the easiest hoops you get, and we do get some easy hoops here in England, soft ground,
Yep.
nothing wrong with getting a hoop shot at 13. But these are just a little bit more difficult. So I want a shorter hoop, and I want my opponent to clear me, and I want to play back in.
So for me, I've regretted not taking hoop shots at 13 so often. So for me, if I get a sniff of a hoop at 13, I'm all over it. Unless there's a very good reason.
That's a good shot.
So I really don't like black. I really don't like black. My first thought with black would be to clear red and go off the boundary. I'm thinking about this hoop completely differently, I think, because my worry is yellow comes in nice, and what does blue do?
Well, blue's got two options. It can clear yellow and allow red to take that hoop. It can clear red to corner 3.
Yeah.
And so you have a 7-yard clearance on black. I don't think it's got the draws available. I think it's too poor a ball.
My issue with black's line of play is that it's saying, I'm going to hope that red messes up, either misses a hoop shot or misses a 7-yard clearance, and I just don't like that in the middle of my calculation.
I don't think what you've taken into account is yellow hasn't taken position yet.
Yeah.
And we've seen blue not take position, and I think now we've seen yellow take very poor position.
Yellow.
So that even when red gets cleared to the boundary, hopefully corner 3, and black gets cleared, yellow's not in front.
Yeah.
Well, not as in front as either I would like it to be.
So yellow might even be blocking red. Like Pauline's looking at the hoop, she's checked the line between blue and red. Do you think Marin was playing for the block there on red?
If she is, it's too aggressive. I just want yellow in front of the hoop.
I think it's a really hard shot, but without that much reward.
I don't want to take this incredibly difficult draws on from 10 degrees. She's standing outside the line of the end of B-bulk, so the middle of the north boundary.
Yeah.
So that is very acute. And I simply want to clear this half ball on the left.
Yeah, with yellow there, rushing red to corner is nice.
I want to keep forcing my opponents to hit 7-yarders at hoop 13, and eventually one of them won't be good enough. It's in the middle, and this is where we'd see Will G take on hoop 13.
Yep.
And where I'm suggesting I want yellow in front of the hoop and then clear black, but yellow isn't in front of the hoop.
So if yellow is in front of 13, here I'm clearing black. That's a special circumstance.
But without yellow in front,
I'm having the hoop, just because I don't want to be in bed tonight being like, oh, I had that shot at being in the semi-final and I didn't take it and I didn't get another one. It's for that sole reason. And it's almost independent of what's happening in the game. Like if yellow was slap bang in front, then I'll be clearing black because it sort of overrides it. But if it's even a question, do I have the hoop at 13? I'm just having the hoop.
and so often I say to players, well, the hoops are so easy. When you're on the boundary here, you should be taking on 13. And one of the reasons I love these hoops is it gives the element of doubt.
Yeah.
There are multiple options here, and we're going to see red clearing black. And I honestly don't know whether this is going to be mid-pace or firm.
So I'm expecting blue to go for the hoop next shot, but I'm probably projecting my thoughts.
Black's going to play.
Yes.
So the first thing we don't know is exactly where yellow is. It's in a better position than Pauline was, so it's definitely jawsable. If it's jawsable, does black have to clear it?
If it's jawsable, black has to have a jump shot. Well, black either has to clear or jump.
Okay, so it's clearing.
But Pauline is clearing. And I
And
don't think I like this, actually. My concern about this is that having cleared yellow, yellow can clear blue a long way and flick off in front.
you see, you're not thinking along my lines. I think after yellow's cleared, yellow's back in front, 2 foot dead straight in front of the hoop for me.
For me,
Ideally blocking blue's hoop shot, but
that's the scary thing for me, is that if it's not blocking,
that's moved it to unrunnable. No, that's an improvement.
I know, it's not what Pauline wanted at all. Mariam's going to be looking at this. And
Maram's going to be nudging this in front.
the thing I actually find these shots really hard. If I've just been waiting to do a clearance shot and suddenly I need to run a hoop, I find that really difficult, to suddenly have to take on an unexpected hoop shot. I find that it's a lot harder than it should be.
So it's clearly jawsable. I don't think it's runnable, but the jaws is winning, isn't it? We need an Alex Verge jump shot from the boundary
With an awful lot of pressure on it. That's really angled.
from someone who isn't 6 foot tall but is 5 foot tall and hasn't got the leverage that Alex had. So nudge into the jaws. Mr. Nearwar. That's your number one thing to do. Here we go.
Big shot.
Oh, we've gone for it. Oh,
no
it's
way.
in
Well
front.
done. Nice shot.
I thought that flick had moved it to unrunnable.
Yeah.
So that's a comeback from 2 games to 0 down and 6-5 down in the decider,
Yeah.
and a monster win for the number 3 seed.
I really thought Pauline was quite comfortable towards the end of that game. I thought the hoops that Moran was winning was taking longer, and Pauline just seemed to be the one more likely to break serve, but that's...
Yeah, I had Pauline as a better player in the sort of game and a half that we watched. But yeah, fascinating. I thought that flick had just moved it to unrunnable, but a good hoop stroke.
You got to feel for Pauline as a way to get knocked out of a tournament. Getting like a snick from that distance to give a hoop shot is not how you want to lose. But I think she played really well.
A good match, entertaining.
Yep.
And join us again tomorrow, where we will have Maram against Jamie Gumbrell. And for me, the most exciting match of the tournament, Soha, the defending champion, against Rachel G, European multiple champion.
Yeah, I think that's the one to watch.
Thanks, Will.
Cheers, Chris. Always a pleasure.
Oh yes. Yeah, don't bring it in. There's space in that one.
And thank you for joining us, everyone, this afternoon. We are now going to be stopping the live streaming for the day. All of our quarterfinals have now finished. So we'll be back tomorrow for your semi-finals. We will, of course, plan to have 3 sessions of live streaming. But, of course, if everyone plays like they did today, maybe we won't need them. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube/@Croquet England so that you'll be notified when we are live. See you guys tomorrow.